guys, today I'm gonna do something really exciting. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I'm cleaning out my bookcase. And yes, this means getting rid of books. So I know this is controversial. I know some people can't fathom the idea of getting rid of their books. I personally don't keep books that I either didn't like or I know I'm not gonna read again, or books that just didn't have any kind of profound impact on me. I used to have so many bookcases. I only have one currently, probably gonna switch bookcases when I move, but the move is kind of what's inspired this. Also, hi, if you're new, my name's Mary, I'm 24, I'm a writer, editor, and content creator, and I live just outside of Washington, D.C. with my partner. We're moving this fall, and I don't want to take extra stuff with me that I don't really want to have in my next place, so I'm slowly gonna start decluttering my closet, just all my belongings, and I'm starting with the bookcase. Every book that I decide not to keep, I'm just gonna end up donating, so don't worry, they're all gonna go to good homes. I guess first, we should just take all of the books down so we can start fresh. So I don't know if you can see, but this shelf up here is just where we keep some of Matt's trophies and medals and awards for rugby. A championship ring, signed rugby balls, trophies, so that's kind of his shelf. I'm not gonna touch this. All right, let's get all of this stuff down and then we can just start from scratch. Okay, here's where we are now. Now the really tough work begins. Yeah, I guess we just do this. In terms of how I organize my bookshelf, some of you might be wondering why I put the spines inward. It's mental illness, isn't it? No, but it is mental illness. It just does something weird to my anxiety when the spines face outward. I would like to get over that, but today's not the day. The books are, I usually keep them sort of vaguely organized by genre and of course organized by author, but I don't have like a strict organization system. I'm not super fussy about it. I've never actually seen one of these videos before, so I don't know how people typically do them. Let's just go for it. All right, Little Women. This is a really old copy of Little Women, and it's the one I read growing up, so keep, obviously. We have Thomas Hardy, Jude the Obscure, Walden and Other Writings by Henry David Thoreau, and The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. I think I'm only going to keep The Women in White by Wilkie Collins. This is one of the first, literally one of the first detective murder mysteries ever written, and I love this novel. One of the most influential books written in the Victorian era. It's so good. This is painful because I've had both of these a long time. I love Thomas Hardy, but I'm probably not going to read Jude the Obscure again. And I haven't touched Thoreau in years. I mean, I feel like my English professors are rolling over in their graves, but I am gonna donate these. We have The Secret Power of Yoga and 2 Artemis Fowl books. This is hard because Artemis Fowl was one of my absolute favorite series growing up as a kid. I haven't read them in years, but also I remember getting this copy when I was like 8. I'll keep the first one because this is the first in the series, and I'll donate the other one. And probably gonna get rid of The Secret Power of Yoga. I've read it, I don't think I need to read it again. Okay, more English major books. This is Lady Chatterley's Lover by D.H. Lawrence. I am gonna keep it. This is like OG early 20th century erotica. This book has been banned many times in the last century, and because of that, I think it's a classic. Keeping that, and then I have a collection of Shakespearean plays. The Folger Library, of course. I have The Merchant of Venice, Antony and Cleopatra, Titus Andronicus, The Tempest, and Othello. I think out of all of these, I'm just gonna keep The Tempest. That is my favorite. This is hard. It's like painful to get rid of these because I got these for English classes. But I mean, I'm not gonna sit down and read a Shakespearean play for fun. I'm really not, and that's a shame. But I'm not at a place where I can just have a big library in my house and then never touch it and keep adding to my collection because I don't have a house. I live in apartments and I move pretty frequently. I've moved like 7 times in the last 6 years, and I can't wait to be in a phase of my life where I can have like a huge library in my house and I never have to get rid of books, but it's just not right now. It's just not right now. So I'm gonna keep The Tempest and get rid of these other ones. I mean, I did not like Titus Andronicus, trigger warning, did not like Antony and Cleopatra. I thought it was pretty good. Okay, next we have a stack of Jane Austen novels, keeping all of them. Of every novel Jane Austen ever wrote, I will not be getting rid of any of them. By the way, I'm saving the smut till the end because I have like 25, maybe 45 little $7 vampire, Highlander, prince and princess, just like smutty books. Saving those for the end. Thomas Hardy, Two on a Tower, never gonna read again in my life. Song of Achilles and Woman on Fire. Keeping Song of Achilles, getting rid of this. Hamnet and the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I actually really like this book. I'm just not gonna read it again, so I'm gonna get rid of 7.5 Deaths. And then I don't think I've finished Hamnet yet. I think I got distracted, but I remember liking it, so I'll keep this so I can finish it. Okay, we have some more book talk recommendations. Lights Out in Lincolnwood. This is actually a great book. I reviewed this super highly. I really enjoyed it, but I'm not gonna read it again. Ariadne, not gonna read again. The Body Keeps the Score. Traumatizing. And Red, White, and Royal Blue, which I actually will keep because I think it's really cute and I might read it again. Six of Crows, King of Battle and Blood. Both book talk books that really let me down. These are going to be donated. Matt's been getting really into reading lately. These are 2 in a series. The Hunger of the Gods and The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. The 3rd one has not come out yet. Matt's really excited, so I'm going to keep these because these are his. Found another Jane Austen one. I'll just put it with the others. I have the Throne of Glass series. This might be controversial, but I'm going to get rid of them. I really enjoyed these books. I read all of them. I I truly did enjoy them so much, but I'm not going to read them again. Yeah, I don't know. This one might get me some angry comments, but I have a box set of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, keeping, obviously. Like most unpopular homeschool repressed kids growing up, I had a big love of folklore and mythology, so I have a bunch of books that fit that genre. I have Irish fairy and folk tales. This is one of the first fairy tale books I've ever gotten, so keeping that. I have The Viking Spirit, an introduction to Norse mythology and religion. I'll keep this as well. And then I'm gonna donate the Concise Dictionary of Classic Mythology. I feel like I have other books that cover the same topics and I just don't need all of them. All right, I also have the ACOTAR series. I have all of them. I don't know where the last one is. I have all of them. I am gonna keep these. I can definitely see myself rereading these a couple times over the years. And then this is a Viking book of poetry. I just feel like, I don't know. This is what it looks like. It's really beautiful. Maybe I should keep it. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one. Okay. We have The X Talk, super cute little rom-com about people who work together on a radio station. Loved this book, not gonna read it again. This is Good and Mad. It was a gift from one of my senior professors, like one of my advisors, so I'm gonna keep this for sentimental value. It's also a really great book. It's about the revolutionary power of women's anger. Fantastic stuff. I'm gonna get rid of this feminism and postmodernism textbook because it's a textbook and I've had it since college. You can see places I've annotated, my notes. I think this is a pretty popular book in gender theory classrooms, so I think someone else would probably be happy to find this for a cheap price. We have Name of the Wind. This is another book of Matt, so keeping that. I have Poldark. I really enjoyed it, and then I got really, really mad at Ross for fooling around with Elizabeth, and I stopped reading the series. So I'm getting rid of this because Ross Poldark pissed me off. Okay, Blue Like Jazz is a book of, I don't know how to describe this, sort of agnostic theorizing about Christianity. It's a book that was really important to me when I was a teenager and I started deconstructing Christianity. I am gonna keep this because it meant a lot to me when I was younger. I should probably reread this and see if I still, I don't know, still agree with it. And this is Thinking Fast and Slow. This is another book of Matt's, so I'm gonna keep that. Black Box Thinking, this is Matt's. This is also Matt's, but it's like an economy textbook, econometrics textbook. We can probably get rid of this. I'll ask him before putting it in the donate pile, but I think this is just like a college textbook. I have my C.S. Lewis collection. I have the entire Chronicle of Narnia series, and then I also have the Screwtape Letters, Mere Christianity, and The Great Divorce. I will be keeping all of these because C.S. Lewis meant so much to me growing up. I've reread the Chronicles of Narnia probably, I don't even know, probably at least 6 times. This is a fun stack. We have Peter Pan, keeping, and then I have Thomas Hardy, Far from the Madding Crowd, The Mayor of Casterbridge, and I have Nietzsche's Beyond Good and Evil. To keep Nietzsche, keep Peter Pan. I don't think I'm gonna keep the Thomas Hardy. There's a couple Thomas Hardys that I like. I have a book of poetry that I know I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep Tess of the D'Urbervilles. I was really, really into Thomas Hardy when I was unmedicated, and now that I am trying to lead a healthy and positive and productive life, Thomas Hardy reminds me of a really dark time in my life. So I'm gonna keep the most important ones and I'm gonna get rid of the rest. The Beautiful Ones. I loved this book. It's by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is an absolutely beautiful book. I highly recommend everybody read it. I'm not gonna keep it because I'm not gonna read it again, but I loved it so much. I'm gonna keep the Crescent City books because I'll need to reread them before the 3rd one comes out. All right, Papa Show, 3 stars out of 5. It was fine, donating. Jeanette Winterson's Sexing the Cherry, incredible, incredible. It's feminist, it's postmodern. Jeanette Winterson is amazing. If you're like a serious reader, I would so recommend this. Rebecca West, Return of the Soldier, donate. Julian Barnes, A History of the World in 10.5 chapters. This is, I'm not kidding, my favorite book of all time. This is one of the most influential books I've ever read in my life. I think this book has touched me more than any other book I've read in my life. It's just, I mean, it's witty and it's sharp and it's thought-provoking. It makes me cry and it's, I'm like tearing up thinking about it. That's how much I love this book. I think it's incredibly well done. Why am I literally getting emotional? Keeping for sure. Prospero's Daughter and Orlando by Virginia Woolf. Getting rid of both of these. Virginia Woolf is a talented writer who is just simply not my vibe. I don't love stream of consciousness writing. I know it was huge with postmodernism. I personally don't like it. Sometimes I feel like it has a place. If you've ever read anything by James Joyce, he mostly does stream of consciousness, and there's a time and a place for it. There is, and I appreciate it in that time or place, but I'm not gonna sit down and read a stream of consciousness novel. And I'm not gonna sit down and just casually, for fun, read Virginia Woolf. These are all textbooks. Language and a Woman's Place for a linguistics class, the Norton Anthology of English Literature, and this is the Cambridge Handbook of Endangered Languages. I'm gonna keep the Norton Anthology of English Literature. I see this being really useful as I continue my education and go to grad school. I am gonna get rid of the language books because I don't foresee myself getting a post-grad degree in linguistics. I minored in linguistics. This is a much bigger job than I originally thought. I feel like I've been doing this for so long already. We have Bible. I'm gonna keep because this was an 18th birthday present from my parents. And the Everything Travel Guide to Ireland. So fun fact, my biggest dream in life when I was a teenager, like ultimate dream in life, was to move to Ireland and open up and run a B&B. There was literally no other aspiration that I had that was more important to me than like being, I saw myself as like doing all my career things, and then when I was like 50 or 60, opening up this bed and breakfast, and then being like this cranky old woman who had a bed and breakfast in Ireland. Who knows? Maybe that'll still happen. That still sounds amazing to me. So my mom got me, I was super young, she got me this Everything Travel Guide to Ireland, and I devoured it. So I'm gonna keep this for the sentiment. I have 2 books about the origins and practices of Buddhism. I'm gonna donate these because I don't need them anymore. I got these for a project and I just don't need them anymore. I'm also going to donate Something in the Water. I really liked it, but not gonna read it again. This is Jeanette Winterson's Written on the Body, same person who wrote Sexing the Cherry. I'm keeping this because it's amazing feminist lit. Women in Their Beds, donating, this is for a class. Thought I got rid of almost all of my college books. I guess I didn't. Leanne Moriarty, 9 Perfect Strangers. We actually just finished this on Hulu. I didn't finish the book. I think I read it halfway through. I really liked the Hulu show. I think I'll keep this so I can finish the book. For the Crawdads Sing, gonna donate. This is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is Matt. Okay, more Thomas Hardy. This is the Return to the Native. I am gonna keep this one. I am not gonna keep Verity by Colleen Hoover. Okay, I hope you can still see me. Is this angle still okay? This is Sahara by Clive Cussler. It's the only Clive Cussler novel I still have. It's part of the Dirk Pitt series. I think I read all of Clive Cussler's books growing up. This is the only one I've kept because it was always my favorite. I actually think Matt would like that. I'm gonna make him read that. Remember when I said I had like 25 smutty books? I'm like making a stack of them so I can go over them with you all at once. It's bad. Here's the last Narnia book. Put that up there. This is 8 Cousins by Louisa May Alcott. This is the same person who wrote Little Women. This is actually, I think I like this one more than Little Women, so I'm definitely gonna keep. Again, this is the copy that I had as a little girl. The spine is broken. It's in really beat up shape, but I don't think I could ever get rid of it. This is a wedding planning book. It's called The Wedding Roller Coaster, Keeping Your Relationships Intact Through the Ups and Downs. It was a gift, so I'm gonna keep it. I haven't finished it yet, but I am in the middle of wedding planning and it is very stressful, so I need to read this. Okay, then we have James Patterson, The Midwife Murders. This is Matt's, but he didn't like it, so I think I'll ask him, but I think we're gonna donate. I also just threw another Poldark book into the donate pile. Julian Barnes' Flambert's Parrot. Julian Barnes is the author of my favorite book ever. However, this is not my favorite book ever, and I actually don't like this one very much, so donate that. The Little Book of Huga. I know I'm not saying that right, and I have looked up so many pronunciation videos, but it's a Danish word. I can't make the noise. necessary to pronounce this correctly, but I guess the American pronunciation is Huga. This saves me in the wintertime. Winter and fall are my favorite seasons, and in order to beat the blues, I practice Huga. Okay, how to win friends and influence people. This was for one of Matt's classes. I'll have to ask him about this. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I really enjoyed it. Not gonna keep. And then this is the book of poetry I was talking about, the collected poems of Thomas Hardy. I am gonna keep this. I like Hardy's poems more than the novels. Another Jane Austen book. I'll put that with the rest. Here we have some more books in the Throne of Glass series. I am donating these. Oh, another Jane Austen. I have a couple magazines. I have a copy of The Knot that I'm in. 2 Vogues. I have the one with Rihanna pregnant on the cover, and then I have the one with Bella Hadid on the cover. These are fantastic issues of Vogue. I'm not even like a huge Vogue reader, but Bella's interview was amazing, and so was Rihanna's. And then I just have this architectural digest that I got in an airport and I read on a plane, so I'm gonna donate this. I will keep these though, because I do think it's cool when people like stack old issues of Vogue and make it a decor piece. I would have to get more issues in order to do that. Oscar Wilde, Picture of Dorian Gray. Donate. I genuinely think I have read The Picture of Dorian Gray in at least 4 different classes. I don't think I need to read it again for the rest of my life. Right, this is the period repair manual. I'm gonna keep it. It's like a handbook that talks about balancing your hormones and going off of birth control. I personally love being on my birth control. I have no plans to go off of it, but this is a great book for anyone who wants to just learn more about their hormones, their menstrual cycle, and know their female body a little bit better. So I am gonna keep this just as a resource. There is a book of Norse mythology. I'm gonna get rid of this one. Anne Perry, Brunswick Gardens. I'm in the middle of this, so I'm obviously gonna keep. This is Neon Gods. I kind of messed up because I got this book, forgot I had it, and then bought it on Audible, listened to it as an audiobook, and then discovered that I had the physical copy. But I own it on Audible, so I don't need 2 copies, so I'm gonna donate this one. This is the Thursday Murder Club. I just posted a TikTok like last week reviewing this. Love this book, it's so cool. I'm gonna keep this one because I think this is something my friends would like and I'd like to lend it out. It's also part of a series and I haven't finished the series yet, so I'm gonna keep. Okay, well, I have Jane Eyre. I don't know. My thing with Jane Eyre is that I feel like Jane Eyre is one of the more misunderstood novels in the English canon, and it makes me want to rip my hair out when I hear people discuss it as a love story. Like, it actually makes me want to throw up. I am gonna keep it. I am gonna keep it. It's one of the Bronte sisters. You just kind of have to. Bronte sisters are like Jane Austen. Like, it would feel morally wrong to get rid of one of their books. Okay, Catherine Mansfield, The Garden Party and Other Stories. This is definitely a keep. If you're a Catherine Mansfield fan, put that down below because I feel like it's hard to find people who like her. Serpent and Dove. Maybe one of the worst books that I've ever read because of BookTok. This, besides We Were Liars, this was like an ultimate disappointment for me. 40 Tales from the Afterlife. I'm still reading it, gonna keep. Circe, one of the best books I read last year, definitely keeping. This, I've debated about this. This is the From Blood and Ash series, or at least the first 3. I believe the 4th is out, but I haven't read it yet. It's not like they're fantastic, but they're very entertaining. Am I gonna spend $30 on the next book? I don't know. But I'm not gonna donate them today because I might wanna read the last one. If I end up never reading the last one, okay, if I haven't read the last one in the next 2 months, then I will donate these. I just don't feel like today is the day. Now it is time to talk about something pretty important, and it is my extensive collection of $6 romance paperbacks. I just counted, I have 38 of them. That's more than I thought. I'm not, okay, listen, I'm not like embarrassed of that because I think everyone should read what they like what they like, and not feel ashamed about it. I didn't realize I had 38, but honestly, it's because like I'll go and I'll grab one, it's $6, and then I'll read it in a night. And it's kind of like watching reality TV for a night, you know? It's like a really fun, like self-care evening. I do my big shower, I put kombucha in a wine glass, and then I like read a romance novel. And I also reread them over and over again. It takes me 2 hours, I can just completely shut my brain off, and I like that. So I have whittled down the 38 to 14 that I'm gonna keep, and I'm only gonna show you the 14 that I'm keeping just because, I mean, we're gonna be here all night. Also, I think a storm is rolling in and I want to finish filming this video before it gets really loud and dark outside. I'm gonna run through the 14 romance novels that I'm keeping. There are 2 main categories, and that is vampire and Highlander. Although I do have one, My Immortal Highlander, that's both. Most of these books, in fact, maybe all of them, are written by Lindsay Sands, who is my favorite romance novel writer. If Lindsay Sands writes a book, I will buy it and read it probably 4 times. I am keeping My Immortal Highlander, The Immortal Hunter. I got this one from a used bookstore, and I didn't even realize that I hadn't read it yet until I started doing this. It kind of got away from me in the pile of 38 romance novels, so I'm gonna read this one tonight with a glass of kombucha, maybe half an edible. It's gonna be a great night. Rate me if you can. Twice Bitten, Immortal Ever After, The Trouble with Vampires, Mortally Yours, An English Bride in Scotland, Surrender to the Highlander, Highland Treasure, The Wrong Highlander, Hunting for a Highlander, Love is Blind, and To Marry a Scottish Laird. By the way, in case you were wondering if Matt finds it weird or doesn't like it that I have all these like romance novels about Scottish Highlanders, he doesn't. I've asked. Okay, oh my god, look, we have so much space still left. Okay, this is the collection of books that I will be donating. All of these here. Wow, it's a lot. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna wrap the video up. I hope you enjoyed that. I know that not everyone agrees with the idea of getting rid of your book. I just don't like to keep things that don't serve me, don't bring me joy, aren't useful to me anymore. Whether that's clothes, decorations, personal items, or yes, even books. I'm really happy that I have cleared out so much space. It's gonna be easier to move. It's gonna be easier to find a new bookcase for the next place. And it feels good to get rid of excess stuff. I'm not a minimalist by any means, but it feels good to get rid of things that you genuinely don't need. So Matt and I are gonna box these books up and go ahead and take them to a donation center. I hope they all find loving homes. Some of these goodbyes are gonna be hard. I've kept all of my really sentimental books. Let me know if you like this kind of sit down style, non-vlog type of video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon.